just about ready to go. We might make mention tonight that the Dynamo team, not in the uniform that you would at least expect the Soviet team, perhaps the red and white uniform, but rather they're in their normal dark blue, light blue uniforms. And the Pioneers, on the other hand, are wearing their road uniforms tonight.
Well, this Dynamo team is, as we've already discussed, maybe the second best hockey team in the entire world, behind the Red Army team of the Soviet Union, and they have finished second place 16 times in the Soviet Elite League behind the Red Army team, which you tell you how dominant they are. They have won 12 straight championships over there, but this Dynamo team, and I guess if we were using correct Russian, we would say Dinamo, right. That's how they pronounce it there. However, has beaten the Red Army team in the past couple of months, and they will play 2 more times in the Russian Elite League before they decide the championship of that league. So this team, indeed, an excellent hockey club.
The exchange of a gift, which is normal procedure in international hockey, and we ought to make mention that head coach Ralph Backstrom is not behind the Pioneer bench tonight. It'll be John Harrington along with Ron Graham, and I know John Harrington is very excited about the opportunity because he has played a lot of international hockey. As a matter of fact, he knows a lot of these guys on this Dynamo team, having played against him.
Well, John is probably back there because Ralph knows that they have very little chance of winning this hockey game.
Put it like it is.
So they can't blame it on the coach.
Well, there is John Harrington. Vladimir Mushkin is the goaltender. Mushkin is the veteran goaltender, and he's being huddled around by his teammates. And by the way, the names on the back of the Soviet jerseys, we won't be able to read them, nor will you. As we said, these are their normal jerseys and uniforms as we're just about ready to go. The Pioneers will go with Chris Gillies in goal. Gillies has not been the busier of the 2 Pioneer goaltenders of late, but Gillies will be in goal tonight, and Chris Gillies will get an opportunity early to face some of this pressure that undoubtedly the Soviet team will put on him. Gillies, by the way, has appeared in 8 games, has a 3.73 goals against average.
This face-off is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
And the puck is back in the Soviet zone. Popikyan is able to get it ahead. The Soviets bring it to the red line, and it's shoved in by Leonov. Pioneers knock it down, though, and it's cleared out by DU. For the Pioneers, starting, it's Jay Moore at center, Rick Barons and Glenn Ingovic on the wings. Defensively, it's Ken MacArthur and Mark Russo. And there's a shot over the top of the cage by Volgin. Volgin let it fly wide to the short side, and as it comes off the inboards, Gillies smothers it, and we'll have a face-off.
A couple of the really frontline players for this Moscow Dynamo team are not dressed tonight. For instance, Anatoly Semenov, who is on their top line, as well as Sergei Yashin, who also is on that top line, not dressed tonight, but Sergei Svetlov, who is a member of that top line, is dressed and will play tonight.
Popikyan with a drive from the right point, and it's gloved by Gillies. They do have 29 traveling with the team, and the Pioneers have dressed everybody tonight. Both teams dressing 22. The Pioneers only without 2 injured players. Don McLennan, who's out with a shoulder dislocation, and Chris Teufel, who's out with a shoulder separation. Cleared in behind the Pioneer cage, and Jimmy chases Brooks. Brooks shoves it into the corner to Darren McBride, closing in the Soviets. And now as it comes around and into the circle left side of the cage, Biggs will backhand it out. And chasing the puck down for the Soviets is Mickulchik, and he has it in behind the net. Long lead pass, and it's knocked down at center. Went off the arm and then into the Pioneer zone, and it's dumped into the corner. Right of the cage, dumped in by Seamak. Pioneers off to a decent start against the Soviet team, although most of the play has been in the Pioneer zone. Seamak with a drive and went off McBride, comes all the way down into the Soviet zone. By the way, we played international rules tonight, which means, Mike Christie, that there is a red line, a 2-line violation. Can occur.
That's right. You won't see the 3/4 ice pass. Touch icing also. It's not automatic icing when the puck goes over the red line. It has to be touched by a defensive player. So if an offensive player touches it before the defensive player, the icing's waved off.
Kayatanov is back to get to the puck, and that forces a whistle icing charge to the Pioneers, and the faceoff will come in the circle right side of Chris Gillies.
I've already seen a breakout play that I've never seen before. You practice all sorts when you're playing hockey, but I saw one I've never seen before. The center and the left wing went to the left side of the ice. The right winger stood at the center red line, and only one defenseman in the zone, and they made that half-ice pass, and I'd never seen that before.
Petrenko against Morano in the face-off circle. The Pioneers come away with the puck.
And when Mike Christie says he hasn't seen something, you're talking about going back a long way in hockey annals.
Mike Christie has played a lot of international hockey as well. Bruce Robinson in the corner. He goes to get it ahead to Farutinov, and now it comes back into the Pioneer zone. Gathered in at the center ice face-off circle by Fedotov. Knocked down by the Pioneers, and it's brought ahead by Markovic. Cleared in. Fedotov in behind his own net, works it around toward the right wing boards. Svetlov gave the puck away and now works up ice. You want to keep your eye on number 14, Svetlov. He is one outstanding player, and he's out there on the ice right now. Pioneers trying to work it out of their own zone. The puck in the corner left side of Chris Gillies. It's to Svetlov, and there's a drive and a save. And there is that outstanding youngster.
Svetlov, they say, is the fastest skater in the Soviet Union, which would make him one of the fastest skaters in the world. And they really like the way this guy can play. He suffered a broken wrist in a tournament in '87 in the Canada Cup. Take a look here.
Here you'll see Svetlov in the slot, and Gillies really does a good job of giving him nothing, and he makes the save.
So the face-off in the circle left side of Gillies.
Haven't seen anything unexpected. The Russians are controlling the play. Pioneers, I don't know if they've touched the puck yet.
Vazikov with a shot from the right point, but it's steered wide. The Soviets have come from a long way, and this is the first game after traveling from the Soviet Union, so that may have something to do with how they perform early on. Look out in close, and a shot taken, and Dorofeyev lets a shot go, and a good save by Gillies.
Well, they've had a couple of days of practice down at the Broadmoor World of Ice Arena, but as you say, they have come a long way.
Here we'll see another good opportunity in the slot. And the Russians not only can skate, they're very strong on the puck, and Gillies again giving the Russian player, and I couldn't see from here who it was, very little opportunity to put the puck past him.
Chris Gillies with a record of 4 wins and 4 losses and a 3.73 goals against average as the Pioneers able to work it out. What's obvious early on, as Mike Christie alluded to a minute ago, Pioneers really have not had much control in the Soviet zone. Play has been primarily in the Pioneer end, and the Soviets work it to center. Working left to right, and now being checked to the line, Antipov with a drive as he steps in, and Gillies with the save.
As we said, they handle a puck very well, and as you see, the Pioneers, I think, are helping them out a little bit. I think they're a little in awe at this point in time. They're not playing their game.
Shot taken by Antipov.
You'll see a beautiful move just at the blue line. Antipov walks in, and again, Gillies is in a good position to make the save.
Comes to the right point. Opikyan is there, and he is able to shove it ahead. Now Barron's trying to reverse things, flips it out to center. But it's cleared right back into the Pioneer zone. Markovic back for it. Markovic pass to Jay Moore, and it's into the corner. Engevic gives chase, but right in front of him, Popikyan, and it works its way out to the line.
Engevic playing tonight with that bruised foot that has bothered him a little bit, but he's out there and he's playing pretty well.
And that's Engevic with the puck, and now he loses control of it. It's taken away by Leonov, and they work it out to center. Lead pass, Leonov in across the line, 2-on-1. There's a shot. Gillies save. Close-in shot by Volgan. They work the 2-on-1. Comes to the line. Shot as he moved in was redirected off the stick of Pervukin. And it's back to the Soviet line. Pervukin has it there, and they throw it back and forth and back into the zone. Volkin with a crossing pass is redirected. Puck got up off the ice as it came off of MacArthur's stick. And McBride trying to work from open ice out of the corner. The puck comes to Gillies' zone. He'll smother it. We'll pause here. We'll return to the DU Arena. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN. A good hit outside the line. Puck comes ahead to McBride. McBride into the zone. Centers it. Biggs trying to get a backhand shot off. Best scoring chance for the Pioneers, and Biggs couldn't get his stick on it. And it's back into the Pioneer zone that quickly. Moving between the face-off circles with a shot of C-Mac, and again, Gillies comes up with a stop.
Pioneers have had all sorts of opportunity to put the, or excuse me, the Russians have had all sorts of opportunity in the slot. Here we'll see about 3 different drop passes by Dynamo, and as they come in, and C-Mac will get a real good shot right from the slot. It's like everything keeps opening up, and he walks in, and again, Gillies right in the middle of the net makes the save.
And amazing how quickly they turned that good opportunity by the Pioneers around and came back the other way.
Svetloff with a drive, and now it's gathered in by Jimmy Howe in behind the net. Make that Scotty Mathias, and Mathias streaks up the right wing boards as he gets it back. Mathias in across the line, and it's poked away from him by Pervukin.
You made a good point just there, Jim, about the transition, how they go from defense to offense so quickly. But that's something they work on more than North American teams, is that center ice zone to get an offensive or defensive play out of that zone rather than just in your own zone or the offensive zone.
Robinson backhands it deep into the Soviet zone. The Pioneers going right to left in this first period. And the Soviets, as the Pioneers make a change, working ahead. Svetloff into the zone, works between the circles, trying to get a shot off. That was went off of Markovich into the corner left side of Gillies. Play has been predominantly in the Pioneers zone, which you would expect. It's kept in by Busakov. Back to the line, and Busakov and Howe meet, and the puck gets by and down into the Soviet zone.
That was a nice defensive job by Markovich at the other end as Svetlov came in and looked like he was going to go right around him and skate right in on Gillies, but Markovich did a good job of not going for the fake and forced him off the puck.
Dorofeyev can't penetrate the zone. It comes back to Pervukin. Now right side and into the zone is Gальченюк. Pioneers break it up, though. DU's doing a pretty good job in their own zone. A lot of shots by the Soviets. Gillies playing well. Pioneers just can't get anything established in the offensive zone as they bring it in. Look, given away. Moore with a drive. Jay Moore let a shot go. Given away by the Soviets. Corner left of the cage. Left of Mishkin. And I'll tell you, a great scoring chance there.
You would never see a DU defenseman make that because they get hauled off the ice for making a pass like that. But Dynamo have no fear. They're playing with a lot of confidence, almost like they're toying with the Pioneers to a point, and they're not afraid to make that pass.
Pioneers brought it in. A shot by Behrens ended up along the end boards, and then as he chased it down, sticks collided and went out of play. We'll have a face-off. Circle right side of the veteran goaltender, Vladimir Mishkin.
Mishkin was the goalie that got that 6-0 shutout in the deciding game of the Challenge Cup against the NHL All-Stars back in '79 in Madison Square Garden, so you know that this guy can really play.
Jim Howe will take the face-off. Howe going against Antipov. And it comes to the net. Mishkin gloves it and will force another face-off. And again, the face-off in the circle left of the cage. Make it right of the cage.
Mishkin, the little guy, reminds me a little bit of Lucian Kerrigan of the DU Pioneers. And Mishkin, as we said, a veteran. He's 33 years old.
Worked ahead by Tatarinov. And now they pass it back and forth to the line to Volkin. Volkin circles.
As we said, they will loop back when they don't find an opportunity. They bought that puck all the way back into their zone. They were at the blue line at one time.
Volkin's long lead pass now is broken up at the line by Behrens. Behrens into the corner, chasing the puck down. It's left along the boards, chasing for the Pioneers. Zingovic couldn't get to it. 3-on-2 developing. Into the Pioneer zone it goes, and banged off the stick of Leonov by the Pioneers. Leonov gets it out to the line, though. Tatarinov is there, and he'll let a shot go that goes wide, and Gillies makes sure he dives for it, and no whistle. He'll have to play the puck. You do, as a goaltender, have to move it if nobody's converging, and the Soviets did not. Comes out to the line, Tatarinov with a drive, and there's a save by Gillies. And it's gathered in by Leonov along the left wing boards. Feeds it cross ice, and a drive from the right point to moving into Taranov. Lets it go. Gillies with another stop.
Yeah, Gillies has played pretty well. He's seen a lot of shots so far, but he has done a good job.
So far, Gillies has faced a lot of open shots, though. Here we see the shot from the point by Taranov, and almost a tip in front of the net by Vulcan, but not quite. Gillies is seeing the puck well. The Dynamo doesn't look like they like to screen the goaltender too much. They like that open shot themselves.
And as the puck is cleared out to center, back come the Dynamo into the Pioneer zone. The crossing pass intercepted by Dave Shields. Shields gets it left side to Darren McBride. McBride in the middle to Biggs. Biggs kicks it into the corner and goes after it. McBride follows. I'll tell you, it'd be fun for Darren McBride tonight as he centers it and the Soviets take charge. Ralph Backstrom alluded to it earlier. Be fun for McBride to see how he skates with some of these Soviet players that skate so well, because McBride can fly. Into the zone, working Seamack, and into the net it goes. Seamack came across that circle right side of Gillies.
As we said, they do everything well, and here's an example. Seamack comes in all alone and beats Rod Summers to the outside and stuffs it in the far side of the net. Here it is on film, right around Summers, right across in front of the net and underneath Gillies for the goal. Not only can they skate, they're very strong. You could see the way he fought Rod Summers off with one hand and stuffs it in between his legs.
So the Dynamo lead it by a score of 1-0. That was just sheer skating on that goal. 1-0 Dynamo. They have controlled play in the Pioneer zone for the most part. Well, almost entirely. The Pioneers have picked up the pace a little bit offensively over the last couple of minutes. But right now, Dynamo with a 1-0 lead. It's back in behind the Pioneer cage, and it's kicked to the far side. Robinson trying to work it ahead, but he can't get it by Svetlov. Comes out to the line, kept in momentarily. Now the Pioneers clear it out. Giving chase Popikin, and he'll slip it up the right wing boards. Markovich at the red line, and he'll fire it back into the Soviet zone.
Seamack the goal from Borshevsky at 9:13, and it's 1-0 Dynamo.
Robinson in front, and he's checked off of it, trying to get to the puck. Petrenko was there to just get Robinson off his stride. Morano between the face-off circles. Works it out to the line. There's a drive from the right point, and a save. That's Greg Moore's shot. Greg Moore playing tonight for the Pioneers. Everybody will be in the lineup for DU tonight. It's brought out by Pokikin and into the Pioneer zone. Cleared out from in front of the cage by Greg Moore.
In the Canada Cup last summer, when Canada beat the Russians 2 out of 3 games, all of them being 6-5 scores, one weakness that the Russians had at that time, or what they thought, was in their own end zone. They have a lot of trouble at times, and as we've seen, the mistakes they've made is that cross-ice pass in front of their own net.
Hayatanov gets it cross ice and up the right wing boards. Galchenyuk. But the Soviets can't penetrate. It's back to their own blue line. Fedotov gets it ahead. And the lead pass in across the line to Rofeev. But the Pioneers doing a good job. Once the Soviets get in there, DU's able to slow them up. No, right up the middle. Look out, a breakaway opportunity. Gillies save, loose puck. Derayev let it go there. And a fine save by Gillies. Back to the Soviet line, and Christoffoli works down the right wing boards. Christoffoli's pass, errant pass, is corralled by the Soviets, and it's brought into the Pioneer zone. Galchenyuk works it behind there to the left of the Pioneer cage. Galchenyuk off the sideboards now as he skated up the near boards, lets the shot go, it misses the target. Pioneers have to be at their best defensively across the middle. Dorofeev with a shot knocked down. Now Momentani gets it to Christoffoli. Christoffoli has a tough time getting by Payetov, and it's back into the Soviet zone. The Pioneers will complete a change, so will the Soviets. The Moscow Dynamo. Both teams have completed the change. 1-0. The Pioneers trail, and here they come. Up the right side into the zone, Antipov. He'll slip it across the goal mount. Nobody there for the Soviets. Gathering the puck in is Volgin. Volgin has checked at close range. And some good hitting along the sideboards, but it's into the corner, and Volgin gets after it.
The Pioneers are learning some lessons on corner play. Believe me, not only are the Russians strong, but they're all very quick and very good with their sticks, and every confrontation in the corner seems to be that the Dynamo comes up with the puck.
Brooks was able to bank it off the right side to center. Now it's into the Soviet zone. Morano along the near side to Brooks, and Brooks can't keep it in. Back on the Soviets, slowing Leonov as he crossed the line, and he then loses the puck at the Pioneer red line, and Stockland will dump it in for DU. Pioneers complete a change on the go as it comes to the left point. Markovic keeps it in momentarily. Now Leonov flips it into the Pioneer zone. It's on Gillies. Gillies will clear it off the left wing boards out to center. Leonov just dumped it on goal. Vukin trying to force it ahead, but Markovic takes charge. Down the left side into the zone. Nice centering pass shot. Goal, Engelbeck. Glenn Engelbeck between the legs of the veteran Vladimir Mishkin. Nice looking play by the Pioneers.
Markovic did a great job taking it down the sideboards and getting that pass to Engelbeck.
Again, we said that sometimes the Russians are a little lax in their own end. They play with a great deal of confidence, but here Markovic will get the puck and take it down the side, and he'll just throw it into the slot, and Engelbeck all alone stuffs it in between Mishkin's legs, and the game's tied at 1 apiece.
Popitkin was the only defenseman back, and he had to be concerned with Jay Moore. Pioneers have tied it at 1, which is certainly a big plus for this DU team. Soviets win the faceoff. Seamak sends it back into his own zone. And now they work it ahead. In across the line. Of course, Chevsky, who gets into the far side, he goes in front, just redirected underneath Gillies. Seamak was right in front.
Second goal for Seamak, and that was easy.
That was tic-tac-toe all the way up the ice. Borchevsky will break out of his own zone. He'll get it back. Here you see him over to the wing, and the puck will come across, and Seamak will get a tip and just knock it in.
Gillies coming out to cut down some of the angle, and the puck was slowed considerably, got by Gillies. Seamak had an easy time of just steering it in.
Yeah. It's just beautiful to watch them come up the ice, 5 or 6 passes and tic-tac-toe.
And the way the game has gone, not many whistles. It's moving along quite rapidly. 6:20 left in the first period. That is all. And it's 2-1 the Soviets. Biggs working right of the Soviet cage. But the Soviets control and bring it ahead. Seamak leads the Russian across the line. Leaves it off to his right to Popitkin, who slips it down the middle. But the Pioneers do a good job in the slot areas. And MacArthur is able to push it to the sideboards, and it's forced out to center. Shields has it at the Soviet line. Seamak, though, gives chase as Shields sent it to the end boards. Seamak sends it around after getting hit by Biggs, and Biggs can deliver some heavy hits. Soviets working and circling, and there's a hit by Russo on Borchevsky at center ice, sending Borchevsky down, and both teams complete a change as again the Soviets work it out of their own zone. Then it comes ahead. Fedotov in across the line, feeds it to the right side. Svetlov with a shot. Now it's in the corner. Morano has it. Around it goes. Pitching in is Yashin. Out to the circle. Shot, save, Gillies. Loose puck comes to the right point. Tatarinov with a drive. Gillies save. Loose puck in the slot area. Morano will just clear it out to center.
Seamak's second goal of the game from Kidarov and Petrenko at 13:27. And Seamak and Kidarov, two of the young players on this team that...
All right, close call in front. Svetlov across the middle. And Gillies just found that at the right moment. Comes out to the line, shot taken, Gillies save, loose puck in the slot area. Soviets have it, they force it out to the line to Tatarnov. He gives off to Petrenko. Petrenko feeds it left point, and there's a soft shot up the middle. Actually more like a pass. Pioneers intercept. Morano gets it to the left side to Robinson. Robinson is checked at the line. Loose puck, and the Pioneers are offside. We will pause here from the D Arena. 2-1 Soviets. This is Pioneer hockey. Soviets lead the Pioneers. Howe will take a face-off outside the Soviet line against Galcheniuk. And they work it around in their own zone. Rozakov up the right side, checked by Momentani. Christofle takes it away. He'll let a shot go from top of the circle right of the cage. That was steered wide. And to center comes the Moscow Dynamo. In behind the cage, Zobrilchev centers it. Goal. Boy, oh boy, right in front. Galchenyuk, and he was in perfect position. Perfect pass right on the stick, and it's 3-1 Soviets.
as much time as the Russians have, here you'll see Howe and Brooks get tied up, and Gальченюk comes in and bats it in, nobody near him.
So the Pioneers trail now 3-1 as most of the play's been in the Pioneer zone in the first period. And the lead beginning to climb now. Vozikov gets it ahead, but it's dumped back in by the Pioneers out of play. We'll have a face-off. 3-1.
What amazes me more than the skating and the puck handling and that is how strong the Soviets are. You'll see tonight, if you pay a little bit of attention, how they'll fight a lot of people off with that one arm all the time.
Assistant coach John Harrington knows all about the Soviet style, having played for 2 Olympic teams. 1980, the gold medal winner, in 1984, so this is certainly familiar to what he has seen. And they have the puck following the face-off. Up the right side is Dorofeyev into the zone, and as it's centered, it comes to Pervukin. Pervukin gets it right side and the shot. Ooh, and that went off of Dorofeyev. We'll pause here from the D Arena, 3-1. Moscow Dynamo. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN. An injury.
That's Dorofeyev, who took a shot right up in the helmet. I think it caught the helmet and then his eye, but he really got cut, and they're working on him on the bench. Igor Dorofeyev.
3-1. Moscow Dynamo leading the Pioneers, and here's Volgin. Volgin is checked at close range. Behrens has the puck, slips it up the middle. That gets by Ingevic, and it'll be played by Mishkin, the goaltender, who steers it into the corner to his right. Back they come to center, lead pass to Leonov. Leonov into the zone, drops it off. Jay Moore has it, banks off the right side. Moore trying to find some open ice, but he's checked off of it by the Soviet defenseman. And now offside, Pioneers at the line.
There you look at Dorofeyev again as he holds the compress up around that left eye. And I think there you see the cut. And I think you're right, Mike, that it did catch a little bit of the helmet before it got the eye.
Believe me, it would. Here you'll see the shot from number 2 to Taranov. And believe me, if it hadn't hit part of the helmet, the cut would be an awful lot bigger than that.
Face-off outside the Soviet line, won by the Dynamo. And the lead pass to Leonov at center. Leaves it off for Antipov. Well, they just circle at center ice and find the open man, get it set up. Comes to the right side to Volgin.
I'm trying to figure out the method to their madness. They've always got like 20 guys circling. I never know where they're coming from because I don't know if they've got a pattern to it. But there's always someone circling in behind the play.
And they still are in their own zone. Finally, it's worked up the right side by Leonov into the Pioneer zone. He'll let a shot go. Gillies kicks it into the corner to his left. The shot came from the circle left of Gillies. Good save by Chris Gillies. Kicked around to McBride along the right side. McBride feeds it ahead, but not out of the zone as Brooks could not handle it. Comes across the middle. Summers slaps at it. Brooks has an occasion to knock it ahead, and here's McBride at center. McBride works down the left side. McBride into the corner. McBride right of the cage trying to flip it out to Shields, but it rolled off a Soviet stick. Comes back to McBride in the middle. Shot, save. Good save by Mishkin there.
As we said before, the Dynamo aren't afraid to make that little pass in front of their net, and against probably a team that had some more or different goal scorers, they would be in trouble as far as the opportunities that they've allowed the Pioneers.
Greg Moore clears it around to Robinson, playing the Pioneer zone. Robinson along the right wing boards now into the corner, takes a hit. Puck comes free and around it comes to the near side, and Morano takes charge. Morano's crossing past to Robinson, misfires. Robinson finally catches up with it into the far corner, checked by Tatarinov. Playing behind the cage, Tatarinov and Robinson pushing each other. The puck comes free in the slot area to Taranov, still bothered by Robinson. Takes it in behind the cage. Now it's forced in the slot area.
Yes.
Goal! Pioneers within 1 at 3-2. Good work in the offensive zone. Forechecking by the Pioneers. How about that Bruce Robinson? Boy, he stayed with it.
Boy, did he. He fought off a couple of Russian hockey players to get it to Morano.
He beats Tatarinov a couple of times. Morano comes in after the pass, and you can give Robinson a lot of credit here for that goal. Eric Morano from Matthias. As we said before, the Russians having trouble in front of their own net. They play with a great deal of confidence, and a couple of times they've left the Pioneers open in front.
Morano from Matthias at 19 minutes of the first period to cut the lead to 1.
Well, this period is just about over. Shot in on Mishkin, and he makes the save, and we'll have a face-off. This period has gone by very rapidly. Craig Patrick will be joining us between periods. And Bob Johnson. We'll also have a chance to talk to Art Berglund tonight, too, who is with A-House, if I'm not mistaken. Bob Johnson is the executive director of the Amateur Hockey Association. Art Berglund is in charge for all of the international play for U.S. teams and set up this series through A-House. In they come, and a shot and a goal that quickly. Across the circle, right side of Gillies. And Patanov, I believe, scores the goal.
This is amazing. This pass was purposely laid up there, a foot in the air. Most people would make that pass on the ice because you don't think that your teammate can get it. But you watch this pass. It's a foot in the air by Svetlov, and on purpose, and he saw number, I believe it is 28.
Petrenko
come in late. Well, you don't see that very often.
4-2 Moscow Dynamo. They won the face-off, moved right into the Pioneer zone. That quickly scored. Already 6 goals scored in the game.
Well, you don't dare go to sleep. Not with this group, I guarantee you.
So the 4-2 score, and the Soviets have the puck. Working ahead is Svetlov into the zone to the left wing boards. Trying to feed it out. It's knocked high in the air. McBride lead pass to Jay Moore misfires. Back for the touch and the icing. The Soviets, and we'll have a face-off. Pervukin comes back to touch the puck. Remember, on an icing call, it's not automatic like it is in NCAA rules. If it's cleared down the length of the ice, somebody's got to get back to touch it, as he did there, to force the icing call. So the face-off in the circle right side of Chris Gillies. That's his glove side. Gillies really has played pretty well tonight.
Petrenko from Pyatonov at 19:21 to make it 4-2.
I'm pretty sure they'll change that because that was number 14, Svetlov, that made the pass.
I think you're right.
Away.
And the puck in the corner as the buzzer sounds to end the first period. The first period is over here at the DU Arena. It was a fast-moving first period. A lot of goals have been scored. And after one, Moscow Dynamo 4, the Denver University Pioneers 2. We'll return to the DU Arena. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN. Confident, but they are very confident in their approach.
Well, they know that they are at the top of the class as far as world hockey, and it shows. If I made the mistakes as a defenseman in my own end, as they did, I'd be sitting the pine for a while.
Let's take a look at puck control statistics, and again, the Soviets will dominate.
As we said before, the Soviets do not shoot the puck in and dump it in. They carry it in. As you can see, they're a phenomenal statistic, 32-2. The Pioneers play North American style hockey, shoot in 17-10. No icings. That's an unbelievable statistic. No offsides. They're very disciplined. I mean, that tells everything you want to see about a hockey team right there. That's a phenomenal statistic that just showed up there.
Shooting statistics well in the favor of the Moscow Dynamo team. The Pioneers had, what, 5 shots in the first period, if I count the total up. And the Soviets just dominated with so many more than that. The scoring summary in the first period, as we take a look at it, both teams are just about ready to go. As you get a look at the scoring summary, Kalnechenyuk at 15:57, Morano at 19-minute mark, Petrenko at 19:21, as you see, and then the Pioneers get another goal as DU, after they fell behind 3-1, get a goal from Glenn Ingovic. Seamak scores at 9:13, Ingovic at 13:04, and then Seamak again at 13:27 to round out the scoring in the first period. As the score is 4-2 in favor of the Moscow Dynamo team. And the referee tonight is a Soviet referee, by the way. Let's pause here from the DU Arena. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN. The Soviets lead it. Pioneers skating left to right and have the face-off. Comes to MacArthur along the right wing boards to Mark Russo. Russo is able to push it ahead, but he can't get it by Leonov, and Leonov dumps it into the Pioneer zone. Lead up the left side with it is Russo, but it's kept in at the right point. Pioneers now work it cross ice to Ingevic. It's off the right wing boards and into the Soviet zone, and the lead pass to Antipov, and they work it around toward the right wing boards. Now Antipov trying to work it in, can't. He's checked, stepping his Volgin in across the line. He'll fire it around the boards. Pitching in from the right point is Leonov. Leonov gets it back to the line, and the effort goes wide of the target. Around it comes to the left point, and Pervukin is let the shot go, but the Pioneers get it to center, and Barons will fire it into the Soviet zone as the Pioneers make a change. We'll get a comment from Ralph Backstrom here in just a moment as to how he thought his team played in the first period, as it's in behind the net. Brooks took it in behind the Soviet net, trying to center. McBride has it along the right wing boards. McBride still controls. McBride works it to Shields, corner left of the cage. Shields holds, slips in behind the net to the far side. Shields spins around the net, shot, save. As a good save by Mushkin, and a whistle and a penalty coming up. First one of the game. Ralph, talk about your team's play in the first period.
Well, Norm, I thought they started off a little tentative, and I think they might have been a little awestruck with the Russian team, but they started the second period with a lot more tempo, I thought. And
first penalty of the game. And the shot, and what a great scoring opportunity for the Pioneers, but Vladimir Mishkin was there to knock the puck down, and he's a good one. This goes against the Dynamo team, and again, the referee is a Soviet referee. We'll give you his name in just a moment. The linesmen, by the way, Kirk Shook and Tim Schwader are the two linesmen tonight, and they work lines during WCHA games here.
The penalty is a holding call on Vazakov, and he'll be off for 2 minutes as the Pioneers go to work on the power play.
And Russo has it at the line to MacArthur along the left side, and MacArthur trying to feed it ahead is picked up by the Soviets, and back they come. I know you've been a little concerned about your power play, Ralph, although things really picked up for DU at Michigan Tech last weekend. This will be an interesting test.
yes, it will. I think where we were hurting a little, Norm, we weren't shooting the puck enough, and we've told our guys when they're out there, we want not to overpass the puck, but to make the, the two or three passes and then take the shot. So hopefully we'll be able to turn it around.
Shields dumped it across the middle, and it's intercepted and fired all the way down by the Soviets as the Pioneers get set up again. And here's Dave Shields. Shields to the red line at center. Leads the rush in across the line. Works down the line right to left. Slows. Feeds it deep into the zone. Picked up by Christoffoli out to MacArthur. MacArthur at the left point feeds it ahead. The Soviets intercept. Clear it out. Russo has it at center. And he'll dump it back in offside. So the Pioneers offside with 56 seconds left in the penalty. 4-2. Dynamo over the Pioneers. You've got John Harrington working behind the bench tonight, along with Ron Graham, your associate and assistant coaches. And I know John Harrington's thrilled about the opportunity. He played a lot of international hockey.
Yes, he's as you know, Norm, he played in the 80 Olympics as well as the 84 Olympics, so he's had a lot of opportunity to play against the Russians. So he gave us a lot of insight in the game, or about the game tonight.
Petrenko almost had an opportunity. It's cleared back into the Pioneer zone. Gillies way out of the net, forces it up the right wing boards out to center, and it's gathered in there by Fedotov. Sends it back into the right side, and with 30 seconds left in the penalty, it's back into the Pioneer zone. Here's Jay Moore streaking up the right side. Moore with skating down the line from right to left, spins it in behind the cage. Christoffoli gives chase. Pitching way in is Markovic down the right side. Markovic went after the puck. It comes out to Ingevic with a drive and a goal. Mishkin, it looked as though he made the initial save. It came out to the top of the circles, and Ingevic scores for the Pioneers, his second.
Interesting, the Pioneers behind the net drew all of the defense, and it came out to Ingevic. There was nobody there. He had a wide open shot.
Talk about it, Ralph.
Well, you know, I just said normally we told our guys they're going to have to shoot more in the power play, and Ingevic up high picked up a loose puck, and one time did right into the net on the short side, and that's what we've been working on, and I was glad to see Glenn score. It's his second goal of the night.
7 goals in the game. The Pioneers with the run at 4-3, and that gives the Pioneers a lot of life, you would think. To their credit, they're staying with this Soviet team, and it's back into the Soviet zone. By the way, that was not a power play goal. The penalty had been over, was it not?
No, there was 11 seconds.
11 seconds left. Okay, yeah. It was a power play goal as the puck is in the Soviet zone, and they'll work it ahead.
The assist goes to Markovic. The goal coming at 3:05. Engevic is second of the night.
Vazikov fed it across the line. Look at the pass and moving in for a shot. Zubrilchev, but he couldn't get it on the stick, and Gilly stayed with him. Robinson will clear it out. And it's out at the red line and picked up by Vazikov. Comes to the left side to Pervukin. Fed ahead to the Pioneer line. Matthias has it there. Matthias trying to find open ice. He crosses the Soviet line to Morano. Morano looking for Robinson coming down the left side. Robinson had to stop, shoves it to the end boards, and Pervukin is there for the Soviets as the Pioneers make a change on the go. To center, Gальченюк. Gальченюk in across the line, checked as he gets to the circle left side of Gillies. Pioneers have it, but not out of the zone. Gальченюk again gives it off. And working in the circle, Zubrilchev sends it in behind the net. And it's held by Gillies as it comes up along the side of the net. We'll pause here from the DU Arena. It's 4-3. The Soviets lead it. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN. Post, I want to tell you, heavy shots.
That was by Mickulchik, I believe.
Mickulchik indeed.
And a sizzler that just careened off the post and into the net.
That's a tough one to stop.
Yes, a goal quite similar to what Glenn Ingvik scored previously. A one-time shot high, and when they're low and off the post, they're awful difficult for any goaltender in any league to stop.
5-3. The Dynamo leading the Pioneers, and they win the face-off, send it into the DU zone. Back for it, Dan Brooks. Brooks works ahead. Right side to Ingevic. Ingevic, who is bothered by a foot problem on the road trip, has played well tonight. To Barons. Barons in the middle. The Moore shot. What a save by Mishkin. Went up with the left hand and he gloved it. Good work by the Pioneers, working the puck back and forth, and Jay Moore found himself in perfect position, Ralph.
Well, I thought Ricky Barons made a great pass there. Goes across high into Jay Moore. Jay Moore was going for the top corner, but it was just a tremendous save by the Russian goaltender.
Vladimir Mishkin, he's the veteran.
The goal by Mickulchik from Tatarinov and Antipov at 4:25 to make it 5-3 Moscow.
Horst to the line, and it's kept in by Greg Moore. Moore playing the right point, worked into the circle, and then lost control of the puck, and it's brought out to center. And picked up by Greg Moore, now back at the Pioneer blue line. Moore gets it to Markovic left side. Pioneers using everybody on the roster tonight as it's fed ahead to Biggs, and Biggs will backhand it to the end boards. And it's gathered in there by Fedotov. Up the left wing boards to Seamak. Seamak across the middle leaves off. And slipping in behind the cage is Borishevsky. Trying to get it back to the line, and it's out of the zone. We have an injured Soviet player. Down it goes into the Soviet zone, and a whistle. Injured Soviet player in front of the DU nets. Can't tell who it is at this point.
I didn't really see what happened as there was a collision in front, but let's see if we can see on the replay. That is Korolev. Take that back, Seamak. And he just collides right there in front
with Darren Biggs.
With Biggs, and Biggs is just like a rock.
Biggs doesn't move.
No, he's 5'9", he's 195 pounds, and I think pound for pound, he's one of the hardest hitting forwards we've had at DU in many years. I can't think back when we had a harder hitting forward, and he hits clean. He keeps the stick down, he hits through the shoulder, and it was a good check. And I'm sure the Russians are a little upset, but it was a clean check, and there was no penalty called, and just check off another good body check for Darren.
Occupied by Vladimir Mishkin. Unfair face-off, they'll do it again.
A real pattern developing in this game. Every time DU scores, the Moscow Dynamo comes right back. DU scored at 13:04. Moscow comes back to score at 13:27 in the first period. DU scores again at 19 minutes. Moscow comes right back at 19:21. And then here in the second, you score at 3:05, Ralph, and they come back and score at 4:25.
We mustn't get them upset anymore.
Svetloff into the zone, and along the inboards, a penalty coming up to Mark Russo. It'll be for holding, undoubtedly.
Well, it would be great to watch the Russian power play. I'm anxious to see how they set up and what they're trying to do. Obviously, they'll be looking for that good shot.
So Mark Russo will go to the penalty box
for holding.
.542 the time.
42 seconds in the first period.
And you see Russo just working over one of the Russian players. I believe that was Prokrutinov, and he goes off for holding.
Looks somewhat of a questionable call from up here. Russo may have held him a second or two too long, but looked like one of those let's get even penalties here. But nevertheless, he's off in the penalty box for 2 minutes for holding, and Russia has their power play going here now.
And the penalty called by the Russian referee, as we told you tonight, Anatoly Igorov.
So the power play by the Soviets is the puck is in the corner right side of Gillies and dug out by Verbuchen. Slipped around to the right point. Voznikov is there. Voznikov gets it back at the line. Now feeds it toward the right wing boards. Svetloff is there with a shot. And a good save by Gillies, who's played well tonight for you, Ralph, as it's cleared out by Morano.
Yeah, he sure has. What they're doing is really nothing we haven't seen before. They're keeping their 2 defensemen high, shooting wingers high on top of the circles, and they're putting 1 man in front of the net for the screen shot.
Brought into the zone, and a good play by the Pioneers. Ken MacArthur slapping the puck out of the Pioneer end, and MacArthur has it again as he backs into the zone, feeds it up the right side, and down it goes. Verbuchen will give chase in the corner. Verbuchen gives it to Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk into the Pioneer zone, down the right side, slows along the right wing boards, out to the line. It comes to Vahaskov. And now they work it around toward the left side. Rayev now out to the line. There's a shot. Gillies save, loose puck. Gillies got a piece of that. Rebound, wide of the target. That last shot by Kalnicek, and it just went wide, and now a whistle to face off outside.
Good job by Gillies making a couple saves, and then Markovich clearing it out.
Well, it appears the tempo is really picked up in the second period so far.
Gillies busy in front of the net, and that last shot whistled wide. And it looks as though DU's doing a little bit more hitting in this period than was the case in the first period, Ralph. Would that be a fair assessment? Or?
Oh, there's no question about it, Norm. They've picked up the tempo, but I think the Russians have also picked up the tempo. So it should be an interesting second period.
So the Soviets still with the power play opportunity, brought in by Tatarinov. Tatarinov down the right side. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Back to Tatarinov at the right point. He feeds it along the right wing boards. Now back to Tatarinov over to the left point. Down the left side to Doreyev. Out to the line, and a good hard shot there by Tatarinov from the right point, but Gillies made the save. It's into the corner to his left. Pioneers now back at full strength, and it's in behind the DU cage. Slipped right up the middle, and waiting for it is Robinson. Robinson lead pass down the left side. Russo had come out of the penalty box. Drive, and a save by Mishkin. Good low shot.
Good shot by Russo. He made Mishkin really have to work to make that save.
Leading the rush to center. Doreyeva with a drive and a save. Gillies, and it's cleared into the corner by Markovich. Gillies has been strong tonight. Now McBride trying to free up his stick can't. Comes to the left point. Slipped across the middle. Look at him throw it back and forth. Gillies, big stop. My goodness. What a save by Gillies as they bang passing in front of the net, and Gillies comes up big, and here's Shields the other way, right side of McBride. McBride slows inside the line, slips it across the middle. MacArthur's there, loses it. Markovich keeps it in. Now McBride gives chase as he goes into the corner left of the cage. It's cleared out and gathered in by Volgin. He feeds it off to Galchenyuk. Pioneers take it away.
Great back checking by Darren McBride.
Here's MacArthur. Lead pass to Shields, who has to stay out of the zone to prevent an offside. Shields has it to MacArthur. MacArthur feeds it right side to McBride. McBride trying to move into the zone, is checked off of it. Bumped to the ice at the red line. Pioneers control at center, though. MacArthur's headman pass, though, taken away, and Pioneers trying to complete a change. Circling into the zone is Antipov. He gets it left side to Leonov. Now out to the line, and high-rising shot way over the top of the cage by Fedotov. And it's cleared out by the Pioneers. Fedotov gives chase in his own zone.
I'm still waiting to see one of these guys for the Dynamo come off the bench and not skate well. They all do.
Boy, do they ever. Fed right up between the face-off circles of the Pioneer zone. Leonov takes it to the far side, now dishes off to the line. Across the middle and just deflecting it. Gillies makes a fine save on a deflected effort. Boy, those passes, they look for that deflected effort in front of the cage. Instead of taking a shot, it's a pass, Ralph, right in front, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, Norm. We haven't had a whistle for at least a couple of minutes.
Boy, this game's moved along rather rapidly as it's out of the Pioneer zone, but Matthias is knocked off of it as he crosses the line. First period went by very rapidly, 5-3. The Moscow Dynamo with 9:50 left as it's back in the zone, picked up by Momentani. Momentani to Morano. Morano gives off to Matthias. He'll wind up with a high-rising shot. Mishkin makes the save. It's cleared around. Pioneers making a change, and Christoffoli keeps it in along the left board. Christoffoli moves in. Nice effort by Christoffoli. Mishkin save. Christoffoli showing the kind of thing he can do. We will pause here from the DU Arena. Moscow Dynamo leading the Pioneers 5-3. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN. 5-3. The Pioneers have played well against this Soviet team. Soviets win the face-off. By the way, a new goaltender for the Pioneers.
Lucien Kerrigan in the nets during that timeout.
Down it comes, and Summers giving chase, but he's beat to the puck, no icing. Kerrigan in goal now for the Pioneers. Gillies did a good job, and look out, Kerrigan will be tested right off the bat. Did it go off the goal?
Yes.
Went off the crossbar, and he smothers it. Boy, moving in all alone was Seamack right in front, and he drilled it off the crossbar. Or did it go in?
I think it's a goal. I think it's the hat trick for Seamack.
Well, the red light did not go on, and apparently they say no goal. Face-off coming in the circle, left side of Kerrigan.
I thought the referee signaled that it was good, but apparently not. Let's see if we can see what happened on that shot. Seamack just circles wide open. Now watch him take his time, and he'll go upstairs off the crossbar. Oh, I don't know.
That was in.
That's a goal, folks.
That was in.
That one was just inside.
Pioneers picked up everybody except the guy with the puck, it seemed, and let him walk in. But that goal was definitely in. There's no question about it.
Shot from the right point, and that's into the corner. Now penalty coming up to the Pioneers. Russo will go off again, and now he gets some pushing and shoving. Russo delivers a hit in the corner left of the cage. He sent Borschevsky to the ice, and Russo will go off for the second time in the game. This is only the third penalty of the game. 2 against the Pioneers now, and it's a 5-3 Soviet lead.
Well, we'll get another opportunity to watch the Russian power play. They move the puck around so well, 5-on-5. I'm anxious to see again how well they'll move the puck on a 5-on-4 situation.
Boarding on Russo, and he will go off. The call coming at 10:56.
We get another look at that shot by Seamack, who works between the face-off circles all alone, lets a high riser go that goes inside and comes right back out.
That baby was up and in.
Yeah, there's no question about that. That was a lucky break for the Pioneers, but at this point,
take them.
We'll take all the breaks we can get.
Bet.
Absolutely.
So the power play, second one of the game for the Soviets. Comes out to the line to Taranov. Left side drive taken and wide of the target. Kept in along the right wing boards by Svetlov to Taranov. Another shot, and Kerrigan saves. Svetlov, who's good, really good, has it along the far side to Taranov. Shot. Gilly smothers, trying to poke it in was Petrenko. Kerrigan, sorry.
Ralph, you obviously planned this change of goaltenders. You were going to let them both play a half a game.
Yes, we wanted to give them both a little action. We've got a big weekend coming up. We have North Dakota coming in this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and we wanted to give both our goaltenders a little work to have them ready for the weekend. So we're not looking beyond this game right now, but we had to have our goalies rested and prepared to play, because it's a big series for us now.
Boy, is it ever. And the faceoff will come in the circle right side of Lucian Kerrigan, who came in for Chris Gillies played very well.
And by the way, we remind everyone that we'll have both of those North Dakota games right here on PSN Friday and Saturday nights.
Cleared out by the Pioneers, and down it goes. 1:15 left on Russo's penalty. 8:15 in the period as the Soviets bring it across the center ice area. Into the zone is Svetlov. Svetlov is checked trying to split the Pioneer defense. Robinson banks it off the left side to center. 1 minute now on the penalty. And Tatarinov into the zone. Feeds it right side. Petrenko is there. He's bumped by Robinson. Puck is dug free by Svetlov out to Tatarinov. Now they work it to left side. Crossing effort to Svetlov, and that bangs off the corner boards. It's cleared out to the line. Tatarinov is there, moves in from the right point, crossing pass. Look at him throw it back, and Svetlov fires it in. Crossing pass from the left wing boards to the left of Kerrigan, and Svetlov was there.
What a nice play. Tatarinov started it at the blue line, where he faked the shot, then made the pass to Petrenko. He slid it across, a beautiful pass to Svetlov, and he had an easy shot.
Well, you watched Darren Biggs, I thought, overplayed side, leaving the left defenseman wide open for that pass through the slot area. It's a great passing play, and there's no question they can move the puck, Norm.
That's a power play goal, and the Pioneers trail now 6-3. Face-off won by the Pioneers. Greg Moore slips it ahead, and down into the zone it goes. In behind the nets. And now the Soviets force it out to center. Kicked back in by Markovich, offside DU.
Just speaking of the power play a little bit, there's really no secrets anymore in the power play. Even though we're playing a team from Russia, we've seen that set up before in previous games with other teams. And as good as they are, they still shoot the puck a lot in the power play, Norm, and that's what we're trying to get our guys to do, a little more, shoot the puck. And the Russians, like I said, as well as they pass the puck, they're still shooting at the puck on net, and it's resulting in shots on goal and ultimately the goals.
Face-off at center ice won by the Moscow Dynamo team. I'll tell you one thing they do is that if they can't move up ice, Ralph, they'll take that big circle back in their own zone, and they'll just do that continuously until they can move it ahead. Bouncing across the Pioneer line. Rofeev got it across the middle and keeping it in. The Soviets, there's a shot from the left point that's wide of the target.
You'll notice
all the way around to the far side.
Yeah, you'll notice how they come back into their own zone to break out, Norm. They place one forward high, they swing their two forwards back in deep, and they get the puck up to that forward who's up in the center ice area, and all he does is deflect them to the swinging wingers who are coming up hard on both sides of the rink. So they're an interesting team to watch. It's you don't see breakouts like that in North American hockey too much.
Puck was in the bench, and we'll have a face-off. By the way, there's the veteran coach of this Dynamo team,
Yuri Moseyev, who played on the '68 Olympic gold medal team. Right there you see him, 48-year-old veteran, and obviously he does a great job. This team right now second in the elite league in Russia to the perennial power Red Army team.
Face-off coming to the Dynamo side of the red line. 6:40 left in the period. 6-3, the Pioneers trail.
Svetlov, who had that last goal for the Russians, was played on the national team last year, '87, in the Canada Cup, and he broke his wrist. And Canada looked like they were the favorites until that happened, and then eventually ended up losing to Canada in the Canada Cup.
Shields trying to clear it out of the Pioneer zone, and he does get it ahead. Biggs across the middle to McBride, who's checked from behind. Gorchevsky trying to control the puck, but McBride circles back to the DU zone. Now skates right to left and will dump it into the Soviet zone. Gives chase. McBride can fly, and he looks as though he can skate with the Soviets. Ralph, Darren McBride. It's cleared into the Pioneer zone and into the corner left of Kerrigan, and they're working across the middle. There's a shot taken by Vasakov, and it's out of play, and we'll pause here from the DU Arena. 6-3, the Pioneers trail. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN. between the face-off circles and the Pioneer zone near the top of those circles, and DU gets it out of the zone. 6-3, Moscow Dynamo in the lead. Morano has it. His headman pass broken up by Popikyan, and it's back into the Pioneer end. Now Robinson works out as puck frees up. Robinson to Morano left side. He's checked by Tatarinov. And the Dynamo into the zone. Working in, Svetlov. Kerrigan comes out to challenge him. Players on the ice. Puck comes to the point. And a good hit there by Morano to free up the puck. He knocked Tatarinov off of it. And it's back in the Soviet zone. 6-3, Pioneers trail with 5:10 now left in the period. Good job forechecking by Lance Momentani. Now they work it the Soviets to the Pioneer zone, and it's into the corner right side of Kerrigan. Pass back to the line, intercepted by Jim Howe. Howe right side to Momentani. Momentani with a drive. Michigan save, loose puck in front, and Howe couldn't get to it. Cleared all the way back, and getting to it is Doroveev. And he moves in for a close-in shot, but a good job defensively by Greg Moore. What a fine effort there. Kerrigan kept the front of the cage blocked off. It's out at center. Jim Howe is knocked off of it as he tries to control, and back they come. Work it into the corner right side of Kerrigan. And it's taken away by Jim Howe as it comes up the near boards. Howe gets it to Christoffoli. Christoffoli on the right side. Flip it toward the cage. Ooh, it goes across to Momentani, who reached forward, couldn't get a shot off. Checked just as he was trying to get it off. Momentani after the puck along the left side. Feeds it ahead to Howe near the cage, but Mishkin knocks it back into the corner to his right. It comes to Mishkin. He'll control, gives it off to one of his teammates, and the Soviets bring it to the Pioneer line. Gальченюк checked as he crossed the line. Back comes Russo. Russo leading the rush. Nice feed up the middle. Almost connected, but it just went by the cage. I'll tell you, Stockland was in perfect position, but he just couldn't reach the puck. Good pass by Russo, and Moscow Dynamo work out of their own zone. And across the line, and broken up as it's forced down between the face-off circles by MacArthur, right side to Stockland. Stockland with a drive and a save by Mishkin. Puck in the corner left of the net, and the Soviets have it. Antipov in behind his own net. He works to the right side, now feeds it ahead. Volgin in across the Pioneer line, works to the middle. There's a shot. That went off of MacArthur into the corner right side of Kerrigan. Boy, very few whistles, really, in the entire game. Forced across in front, and a shot in the goal. Well, I'll tell you, Leonov was in perfect position, and he just shoved it in. Kerrigan moved to his left and was out of position. Moving for what looked to be the initial shot, and they got it back to Leonov, and Kerrigan could not help it at that point.
Yeah, it was a great play.
Watch the quick passing by Antipov. Right here, he'll just back pass to Leonov, who's wide open, and he just pushes it in.
It was one of those plays where there wasn't a whistle for several minutes, and we had 5 Pioneers out there way too long, Norm, and looked like they were tiring pretty well.
So it's 7-3. Pioneers trail with 3:07 left in the period. Face-off goes to the Soviets as they fire it into the Pioneer zone. Seen a face-off a couple of times like that, Ralph, where the Soviet center will just, there's a shot from the right point that missed the target. Get back to that point as it's cleared out. Instead of trying to control a puck, they just fire it in right off the face-off. Just almost like a heavy shot, the Soviet center. They've done it a couple of times. They just golf at it almost and dump it right in. And they're back into the zone, working between the circles. Leonov, but as it comes across, McBride controls. McBride flipped it across the middle. Antipov had it there. Boy, they work it around, and there's a shot by Pervukin, who slipped right up between the face-off circles and finally ended up with the puck as they threw it around. Goes to Biggs on the left side. Biggs can't clear it out. It's kept in. Now McBride gets an opportunity to force it out, and he does. And back come the Soviets with 2:05 left in the period. Pioneers trail 7-3. Leonov into the zone, works to the circle right side of Kerrigan, has to get away from McBride, forces it across the middle. Rod Summers got a piece of it, chases it down, banks it off the far side, and down it goes, and we have a whistle. Sticks up Rod Summers between a couple of Soviet players, and now others converge. McBride comes over. And we'll get some penalties here. We've had 3 penalties so far. In the game, and we'll get some more here. Sticks got up a little bit. Rod Summers steps into the penalty box. Is he the only one?
So far, Norm, I really didn't see what happened.
It looks like he wants somebody from the Soviet team in the penalty box, but
here's Roddy Summers with the puck, and I think the penalty takes place right here. Here you go.
Apparently,
little shove, maybe a high stick and penalty.
Summers turned around, but apparently something aggravated him, and he turned around and went up with a stick, and McBride will go off too. Well, there'll be 2 Pioneers penalized and 1 Soviet player. Leonov goes off for, that's Leonov stepping into the penalty box for the Moscow Dynamo.
23.
And 2 Pioneers, Darren McBride and Rod Summers in the penalty box. With 1:47 left in the period, this will give the Moscow Dynamo team a power play chance, and they lead at 7-3. Assistant coach John Harrington behind the Pioneer bench. We mentioned that Summers apparently was bothered by something, because after he fired the puck out of the Pioneer zone, he turned around.
Here you go. He has the puck. I believe he gets slashed here. There it is, right there. He clears the puck and he turns around and retaliates here.
That looked like Volgan that he came at, and let's see, Volgan is coming to the penalty box too, so the teams will be penalized 2 aside, and that was Volgan who delivered the slash, the initial slash that bothered Rod Summers. So Volgan is now in the penalty box. So each team being penalized 2 players each. And the teams will play 3 aside, and this will be interesting too, with all this open ice now, Ralph.
There'll be a lot of ice out there, and I noticed that we've got Eric Morano with Kenny MacArthur and Mark Bruce out there, so it should be an interesting matchup.
Really will. A lot of room for skating here, and it'll be interesting to see how this one goes.
Well, I saw John pull him over to the bench, and I'm sure he told him we can't be trading 2-on-1s here for the next 2 minutes here. Play it tight and play it safe, and I think that's what's going to happen here.
So the play at center ice is Russo is trying to move the puck ahead. Has it at the red line. Mark Russo gets it to Morano, crossing pass to Ken MacArthur. MacArthur with a rush toward the net. Backhand shot. Mishkin with the save. Loose puck in front. It's cleared in behind. Seamack takes it and now feeds it a long way up the left side. Crossing pass, and Seamack giving chase. Can't get to it as he came down the right side. Comes off the right wing boards with it, though. Holds the puck, feeds it left side. And we'll get it back. Seamack into the corner right side of Kerrigan. We'll review all of those penalties for you as we have a whistle. And still more pushing and shoving. Morano involved for the Pioneers. Let's bring up to date on those other penalties. They all came at 18-13, all for roughing. Well, McBride goes off for roughing. High sticking to Summers. And then a high sticking call to Volgan. And a roughing call to Leonov. And more penalties here. 55 seconds left in the period.
There's Eric Morano getting spun to the ice. And I guess he gets up and retaliates, and they both went off, Norm. So again, we have a 3-on-3 situation, but those 2 penalties won't be starting for 1 minute and 8 seconds. So we'll be into the 3rd period before those 2 penalties start to take off.
It's gotten a little rougher toward the end of the period.
Well, chippiness, I don't think it's really rough hockey at this point. It's just chippiness. Both teams are retaliating a little bit, but nevertheless, I think we're better off playing the Russians on a 5-on-5 situation as opposed to playing them on a 3-on-3 situation here.
Tripping is assessed to Morano.
For the Dynamo is number 16, Mikulchik. 2 minutes high sticking, 2 minutes roughing.
Mikulic goes off for high sticking and roughing. He gets a double minor, tripping to Morano. So the Pioneers eventually will gain a power play opportunity. Team skating 3 aside at the moment. And the Soviets bring it out of their own zone with 40 seconds left in the period. Down the right side is Petrenko behind the net. Takes a hard hit from Brooks. It's out to the line, but kept in. Now to Svetlov. Shot from the top of the circles. Comes off the inboards. Another shot, a goal.
Right through Kerrigan's legs.
Kerrigan came out and went right through his legs. Fedotov with the goal.
That's exactly what I talked about, Norman. 3-on-3 situation, I think, would favor the Russians immensely. So we have to stay away from the penalties.
19 minutes, 39 seconds of the second.
So it's now 8-3. Puck comes off the inboards, and these are lively boards here at the DU Arena. Fedotov, boy, he even skated to a tougher angle, but fired it right between Kerrigan's legs.
Yeah, he made Kerrigan make the first move, but it was those are really difficult shots to stop, Norm, when they're placed right between the legs, and they scored another goal for their 8th goal, 8-3 now. So it's the game is starting. The Russians are starting to pull away at this point.
15 seconds left in the period. You make a good point. I think goal scorers oftentimes will try to put it between a goaltender's legs because it is so tough to get the legs together. Oh, I mean, you look for that.
Oh, there's no question. The good goal scorers will. There's an offside.
Yeah. And that's a 2-line pass. And in international hockey, 2-line passes, just like the National Hockey League, are whistled down. Period ends. And after the second period, the Soviets have built their lead. Thanks to Pioneer head coach Ralph Baxter for sitting in the second period. The score after 2 periods here at the DU Arena, it's the Moscow Dynamo 8 and the Denver University Pioneers 3. We'll return to the DU Arena. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN. Trailing by a score of 8-3, but again, Mike Christie, this Moscow Dynamo team really is controlled play, and we'll look at the puck control statistics, and I think that'll point that out. It certainly did in the first period.
Again, we see a great disparity as far as carry-ins. The Russians shot the puck in 6 times. They screwed up 6 times because that's unusual for them. Again, no icings, no offsides, and I just think that tells the whole story right there. The Pioneers carry in the puck half the time, shoot the puck in. The Russians believe that if you shoot the puck, a chance of losing it, they'd rather carry it in.
So the puck control statistics pretty much pointed out. We'll take a look at the scoring in the second period, a period in which the Dynamo build up a pretty good lead by 5 goals now. And there you get a look at it. Glenn Ingevic with a pretty good game. He's had a couple of goals tonight. But the Pioneers, I think, as you read down the scoring summary there, really at times have played pretty well. I think they can be pleased with all of that as both teams gather around their respective goaltenders. In goal, Vladimir Mishkin, the veteran, in goal for the Moscow Dynamo team. And well, maybe we've had a change in goal, have we? Yes. We have had a change in goal.
Looks like Stalenkov, number 29 now.
Stalenkov,
the new goaltender for the Soviet Union. By the way, Chris Gillies started in goal, played half the game for the Pioneers. Now Lucian Kerrigan is in goal, and teams will start the period playing 3 aside.
Pioneers will eventually get a power play out of all of this. That all those penalties, that first group coming at 18-13, and then the second group of penalties coming at 19:05. And the reason that they will get a power play is because for the Moscow Dynamo, Oleg Mikulicik suffered a double minor for high sticking and roughing at 19:05. This face-off is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
I think Ralph Backstrom said at the end of the second period, you hate to play these guys 3 aside with all that open ice, Mike.
That is the last thing.
And we haven't seen Scott Mathias for the Pioneers as we get an offside call there recently. And apparently we are told that he may have torn knee ligaments. So that would be a major blow for the Pioneers if that is the case.
That by the way, is no way confirmed.
No.
So before we say that that is exactly what the problem is, but apparently there is a problem with Scott Mathias, and it may be a knee problem. To what extent, we really can't say at this point, as we have not been given firm word. Soviets in their own zone. Pass comes cross ice to the right side to Boreev. Leads it back into his own zone. Seamak now inside his own line.
Russians are just content to bring it back, lay on the puck, wait for an opening. If it comes, fine. They're ahead by 6 goals. It's more of a skating exercise than anything else at this point in time. They're very patient now.
And they work it out of their own zone into the Pioneer end. With 9:35 left in the game. Comes across the middle. There's a drive, hits the goal post. Fedotov hit the goal post left side of Kerrigan. Comes up the right side to Robinson, and Robinson streaks into the zone. Checked by Taranov. Taranov is a guy that can play the rough and tough style of game. There's another drive as they bring it in, and Fedotov's shot was saved by Kerrigan. A pad save. Summers lead pass to center. Gathered in before it got to Robinson. Oh, and there's a heavy hit. Russo delivers a hit on the far side as he hammers Fedotov. It looks like he'll go off again.
Yeah, I think Russo's going off.
Oh, he's taking them both.
Well, I think he was just going to give the penalty to Russo, but then at the very end of that play, Fedotov reached out and picked up Russo's leg and toppled him to the ice, and so he gives him the penalty as well.
Well, I think he may have hit Rod Summers coming off on his way to the bench, and he gave it to Fedotov after that. Here you'll see Russo finish his check pretty good, gives him a straight arm. That was the initial penalty for high sticking, more like a roughing call.
Penalties 10 minutes, 57 seconds of the third period.
So teams each suffer a penalty as Fedotov goes off. 9-3, Moscow Dynamo with 9:03 left in the game. And the teams will skate for side. BU has the face-off. Summers gets it to Morano, but Morano lost it. It was shoved toward the cage, and Kerrigan smothers it.
So Russo off for high sticking, and Fedotov off for cross-checking at 10:57.
Other way around.
Okay, let's switch those. Cross-checking for Russo and high sticking for Fedotov. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Daryl.
Face-off won by the Soviets. Taranov's drive well over the top of the cage, in behind the net. Svetlov trying to clear it out to Taranov at the line. Puts it across the middle. Teams are skating for side, but this doesn't help the Pioneers. It opens up the ice for the Soviets. And they just wheel and deal in the Pioneer zone. They have it along the right side. Petrenko, back to the line it comes to Svedlov. Svedlov gives it to Tanarinov, to Svedlov along the right side. Back to Tanarinov. He'll let a drive go that missed the net. Comes off the end boards, and it's gathered in by goaltender Lucian Kerrigan. We'll pause here from the DU Arena. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN. Off circle left side of Lucian Kerrigan, and it's sent toward the net. Kerrigan controls. 9-3, the Pioneers trail. And it comes out to center, and Christoffoli steps in across the Soviet line, off the right wing boards with a drive, tough angle, and it missed the net. Around it comes, and Greg Moore kept it in momentarily, and now it's forced ahead, but Momentani is back for the Pioneers. To Christoffoli, Ed Christoffoli, circles in the DU zone. Comes to the Soviet line, brings it in across the line, and then spins it around the boards. Pioneers make a change on the go, and as puck comes to the red line at center, Greg Moore interrupts. Gets it to Jay Moore. Correction, Lance Momentani. Momentani got it to Jay Moore, who sent it wide of the target. And to center, Rofeev gives it off and gets it back in behind the Pioneer cage. and then is checked from behind. Puck rolls free. Jay Moore, long crossing pass to Lance Momatani. Let a drive go as he gets to the line, and a save, and we'll have a face-off.
One of the few times tonight the Pioneers have got a shot on goal, but if you don't take those shots, you're not going to get very many. Here you'll see Lance Momatani. If that was a Russian, he wouldn't have taken the shot. He would have gone back around the net, out to center ice and back again, waiting for something that is an open net goal.
7:05 left. This game has moved along very rapidly because while there have been some penalties called, there's not been that many whistles for offside or icing, anything like that.
Now it has been up and down, and it's been a treat to watch.
Pioneers in North Dakota coming up this weekend, Friday and Saturday here at the DU Arena on PSN. Also have it for you, the Denver area on radio on KBIG Sports Radio 1090. So 2 games this weekend. Both teams back at full strength, and the puck is out at center ice and picked up there and brought back in by Ingevic. Bumped off of it, but Morano gets it and comes to the front of the cage, trying to force it across the middle to Stocklin, who couldn't get it in. Now in behind to Morano. Morano slips it up between the face-off circles. It's picked off by Volkin. Volkin feeds it to the left wing boards, and it's sent into the corner. Now out to the line. Kept in by Pervukin. Across the middle, and a shot taken in close by Volgin. Pioneers try to force it up the right wing boards and out. It's held along the right side. Finally kicked free. Now it's out to center ice. Tatarinov sends the puck back into his own zone as Tatarinov was hit hard. And now Tatarinov, who I mentioned earlier, is a guy that's not afraid to go. Soviets in years past, it was Stocklin involved with him. But Soviets in years past would shy away from that kind of thing. But they've got some guys now that will step right up and go at it with anybody. And we get some penalties here.
Well, they've had to learn that type of play if they want to compete against the Canadians because they had a tendency to be intimidated at one point in time, and they've adjusted to the style of play the Canadians have, taking that type of play as an example and put it in with their type of play, which is more of a finesse game. So the younger players that are coming up will play that type of game.
Get a double minor to the Dynamo team.
57 seconds of the third period for the Dynamo. Number 2, Mikhail Katarino. Double minor for Robbie.
Stocklin goes off as well. He suffers a 2-minute minor.
For the Pioneers. Number 9, Jim Howe.
No, it's Jim Howe. Jim Howe must have come in late there.
No, it's Stocklin.
It is Stocklin.
It's Stocklin. Howe wasn't even on the ice.
No, he wasn't, and that's why I say Stocklin was involved, and unless somebody came in late, but it is Stocklin in the penalty box, and the puck is in the Soviet zone. And now around it comes to MacArthur at the right point. MacArthur ahead to Shields. Shields sends it across the middle. Russo takes it off the left wing boards toward the net with it. It's knocked down and brought ahead. 1.5 minutes left in Stocklin's penny, and the Pioneers will gain a man advantage. There's a shot wide of the target, and then this rebound opportunity from a tough angle missed everything. Russo in behind the DU cage. 5:20 left in the game. Up the left side it goes to McBride. McBride feeds it back to Kerrigan. Kerrigan then to MacArthur. MacArthur to Russo's back in behind the net. Ahead to Shields, who lost it. Poked off his stick. MacArthur has it. MacArthur to Russo. Now Shields in a pushing match inside the line as he was knocked down. McBride tries to bring it across. He can't. Getting rough again. And it's skated in behind the Pioneer cage. The pass comes out. Well, that wasn't a shot. That was more of a pass, and standing at the doorstep was Seamack, who just sent it wide.
I tell you, that was definitely a pass.
Sure was.
It was wide open for Fedotov, but he tried the pass instead of taking the shot.
And he tried to put it on the stick of Seamack, and Seamack just sent it wide. Deep into the Soviet zone it comes, and along the end board, some heavy hitting, and we have a whistle and more penalties.
Morano and Fedotov will go off.
Fedotov took exception to Morano hitting him cleanly and started hitting him on the back as Morano came out of the corner.
Let's pause here from the DU Arena. 9-3, the Moscow Dynamo leads the Pioneers. We'll return to the DU Arena. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN.
Off at 15:38. Both go off for roughing.
So the teams are skating three aside at the moment, but the Pioneers in 10 seconds will have a 4-on-3 power play opportunity. Trailing 9-3 with 4:08 now left in the game. It comes across in front of the Pioneer cage and now skated out to center by the Moscow Dynamo. Stockland's out of the penalty box. DU now has a 4-on-3 power play chance, and a penalty coming up to DU. Summers will go off for tripping.
Leonov's an exceptional player. You said you were impressed with C-Mac. I think Leonov is one of the foremost players. Here you'll see him come down on a one-on-one basically on Summers, and Summers trips him with his stick actually as he goes by. I think he missed him, and Leonov actually tripped over his own stick. But anyway, one of your better one-on-one players for the Soviet team.
And that means the teams will skate three aside now for about a minute and a half. Miners win the face-off, and it's Greg Moore who gets it out to center, and he'll slap it deep into the Soviet zone.
Well, Mike, you can pick just about any name down the roster and say he's been impressive tonight.
Well, I remember when I first had experience in the Canada Cup, there was a guy named Helmut Balderas. And he had everyone defense on Team USA frightened because they said he'd come down, flip the stick in the air, hit your helmet with it, stick it between his legs. And so by the time game time came, he was going to beat you no matter what. But they are exceptional with their feet, with the stick, everything. There's just very little weakness in any of them as far as handling the puck.
McBride around to Markovich deep in the Pioneer zone. Ahead it comes to center, and Greg Moore will chase it down. And as Moore delivers a two-hander that is injured, and Antipov heads to the bench, and he looks to the referee, and now we have a slash coming up. No question about that. Soviets sent it all the way down, and now Greg Moore will go to the penalty box. He delivered a pretty good two-hander. So Antipov was hurt.
They'll control the puck, and they'll beat you in the corner, as they did when they scored the goal in the last part of the period. They just handle the puck too well or too strong and skate too fast for the Pioneers to stay with them over a 2-minute period of time.
Pioneers going right to left, and now DU get the player back. Well, the teams are playing four-side at the moment. DU eventually will get that power play as it comes to McBride at center. And the Pioneers work deep into the zone. And back come the Dynamo. Play at center as the Pioneers are skating right to left in this third period. McBride circles back in his own end.
You know, the Pioneers are down 8-3, but when you really consider, to put it in perspective, this is like DU going up against one of the top NHL teams, because that's the kind of level you're talking about with the Moscow Dynamo. So the Pioneers, trailing 8-3, have really played themselves a pretty good hockey game.
Leonov pushed it ahead, and it's in the corner right side of Kerrigan. Spun in behind the cage to Leonov in the near boards. Now he's bumped off of it, and Shields has it side of the cage. Shields feeds it left side to Brooks. Brooks lost it to Leonov. Now Leonov's pass intercepted by Shields. Shields gets it ahead to the Pioneer captain, Ed Christoffoli, coming down the left side. Christoffoli in behind the cage. Works to the far side, and as he shoves it ahead, it's out of the zone. Back they come. Simic in across the line with a drive, and Kerrigan with a fine save there. Ooh, there's another backhanded effort, and Kerrigan smothers it in front.
I don't know if you guys could hear John Harrington when we were interviewing him between periods, but he made a great point about how strong the Russians are with the puck. They just are not forced off the puck.
There's a good look at it here, too.
Here was a post. Didn't show it there, but that Semic hit the post when he came down the side there. You're absolutely right. We alluded to that earlier. They not only are quick and fast and handle a puck well, but they're so strong on their skates, they win almost every confrontation in the corner. It's a bad combination when you're both strong and quick.
Bad for your opponent.
That's right.
Pioneers win the face-off, have it in behind their own cage as MacArthur will skate it to center. MacArthur's pass to Behrens. Behrens in across the line, leaves it for Greg Moore. Drive and the save there.
You're talking about a prototype player that is stronger than the bull, skates fast, and can handle a puck, and every one of their forwards do the same thing. You can't tell the difference between them, between a winger and a centerman.
Fedotov with a drive as he stepped in across the line between the face-off circles, gets it back. Another shot missed. He missed twice with those, trying to pick the corners.
I'll tell you what, he's upset too that he missed the front of the net twice.
And Fedotov with another effort. Now the Pioneers have a 5-on-4 advantage. Power play opportunity for DU, and they'll change up as Barron slaps it into the zone. 1:45 left on what is remaining of that 5-on-4 opportunity. 8-3, the Pioneers trail. Lead pass to Tataranoff into the zone. Kerrigan came out of the net, fired it out to center. Tataranoff along the far side, feeds it rink wide, goes off of Russo back into the Pioneer end. Ingevic has it and then gives it away. Shot a goal that quickly. Zubrilchev moved in and the Pioneers gave him the puck and he made sure.
Well, there's a good example of what we were talking about. Zubrilchev with the steal, and then with Russo draped all over him, he still gets the shot off and beats the goaltender.
How's that spelled in the back of his jersey?
Well, I can't tell you, but I know it's pronounced Zubrilchev.
So the goal is an unassisted goal, and it's 9-3. We have 17 minutes now remaining in the game as it's cleared all the way down by the Soviets, and that was a shorthanded goal. The Pioneers still have a power play chance, 5-on-4. Behrens has it at center. Long lead pass to Behrens. He'll dump it in across the Soviet line. Giving chase is Vervukin. Vervukin feeds it around and up the near boards, and it's brought out to center by Galchenyuk. Now Tataranoff in across the line. Gives it off, looking for the return pass as he went down the middle of the face-off circles. Couldn't get it. DU forcing it up the left wing boards, but not out. Now it's kicked out and picked up by Dave Shields. Shields into the zone. Nice move, and he shoves it wide of the target. Clears it out toward the line, and the Soviets have it. Well, that was a great chance for Shields. Dave Shields corrals the puck in the Pioneer zone and circles in behind the net. 15 seconds left in the Pioneer power play. Shields down on the ice as he crosses the line. Lead pass, Volkin rather into the zone. He tries to get it cross ice. It's directed out toward the line and now shoved to the far side by the Pioneers. Rod Summers has it. Now to McBride. McBride into the zone. Centers it. Markovich in front, but couldn't get his stick on it. Penalty is over, by the way. 9-3, Moscow Dynamo. Morano back into the Pioneer zone to Markovich. Up the left side it goes. Butel sends it rink wide. And now he's leveled in front and hurts in front of the cage. And Antipov looked like he was involved there.
He took a stick
right around
the neck area and spun down to the ice was Butel. And
5 minutes.
And now a penalty being called.
Gives the Pioneers a power play opportunity.
No.
And it's on Antipov. Charging is the penalty call, so the Pioneers will have another power play. As you look at the head coach of the Dynamo, Yuri Moiseyev.
And he looked a little unhappy. His team leading 9-3, the first of 10 games for the Dynamo. Pioneers have it on the face-off. Christoffoli along the left side in the Soviet zone, out to the line to Brooks. Brooks feeds it to Greg Moore. Moore with a shot missed the target, comes off the inboards around. Brooks pitches in, but Seamak is able to get it out and down into the center ice area, and the Pioneers now chase it into their own zone. 1:34 left in the penalty as DU comes ahead. Crossing pass, and Seamak intercepts that. Now Christoffoli at center will try to penetrate. Into the zone he goes, but the puck is poked away. And at the red line, Seamak brings it in. Feeds it right wing boards, and the Pioneers have it. Ingevic in behind the nets. Ingevic's crossing pass is intercepted. 1 minute left on the penalty. As the Soviets now just keeping the puck away. Now they lose it and jamming it in. Markovic along the right post. Lost it in behind the cage. Markovic worked the right side of the cage, just could not get it in.
You know, we really haven't seen the top line for this Moscow Dynamo team either. Two of the members of that top line are not playing tonight. Semenov and Yashin are usually paired with Svetlov, and they are not playing. Svetlov we've seen plenty of tonight, as he does have a goal in the game. I'll tell you, the guy that's impressed me the most has been Semak, who is a youngster at 22 years old and played on the '87 national team in the Canada Cup. Actually had the game-winning goal in overtime in the Russians' first victory in that Canadian Cup series.
Pioneers still with a man advantage. 42 seconds left as Shields brings it back in across the Soviet line. Left side it goes to McBride. McBride into the corner. Right of the cage is pushed from behind. Shields comes in with a loose puck. Crosses it in the middle. Shot. Russo is there. Save. Russo backhand shot. Another save. Good play by the Pioneers. And up the left side, Svetlov into the zone and a shot wide of Kerrigan. 19 seconds left on the power play chance. Here's Russo in across the Soviet line. His pass is picked off. And 10 seconds left on the penalty as it's out at center and now brought back in. Petrenko brings it back into his own zone. Feeds it off far side to Svetlov. Soviets back at full strength. Comes to Svetlov along the right wing boards, and he gets it out to center and gets it back now, but they'll have to stay out of the zone to prevent an offside. Markovic has the puck. Head to Barron's drive, missed on the short side. Comes off the inboards and gathered in by Svetlov. There's it in behind his own cage to Turanov. And now up the right wing boards, Dorofeyev brings it in. Good job in front of the Pioneer cage as the crossing pass is knocked down by Greg Moore. Moore backhands at the center. Now they bring it back in. Markovic without the stick, trying to play the body as it's forced across the middle, and Christoffoli has it. Banks it off the inboards to Moore. Lead pass to Howe misfires. Kept in the zone by Pervukin. Comes in front of the cage. Shot save Kerrigan. It's forced to the line and outs. Soviets control their own zone.
Put it in a little different perspective when you talk about this Moscow Dynamo team, although they are a team that plays together in the Elite League all year long, almost every one of these players is an all-star of some kind and has played on some kind of national team. Even the backup goaltender here, Stolenkov, has been a member of the Russian select team, so it's almost an all-star at every position.
Puck in the corner left side of the Soviet cage. Barron's trying to get it to Brooks, who pinched in from the right side, but he can't control. And now Taranov circles inside his own zone. Feeds it ahead. And it comes to the right side. Zubrilchev lost it. Pioneers able to get it out of their own end, but it's right back in.
Well, to put it in even in more perspective, their Division I teams, you may have only 8 teams in that Division I, so you cut the National Hockey League down by 2/3 and put the best players on each team, and that tells you the type of depth that you would have. You're eliminating 2/3 of the jobs in the National Hockey League.
Kerrigan with a nice save, and as the Soviets bring around the Pioneer net, it's brought ahead, and Shields trying to get it to McBride. That one was intercepted. It's back in the DUN. Crossing pass in front. Shot. Kerrigan save. And he'll smother Antipov with a drive. We'll pause here. 9-3. Moscow Dynamo leading the Pioneers. the arena. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN.
And we should have had some fun with both of those games this Friday and Saturday.
By the way, we missed a change in goal. Paul Barron is in goal for the Pioneers.
So our third goaltender of the night as you take a look at Barron for the DU Pioneers.
His first opportunity this year.
A young man raised here in Colorado.
That's right.
Right in Denver.
2:42 left in the game. 9-3. Soviets lead, and the teams are playing three aside, and they've done a lot of that in this period, and spent a lot of time in the second period skating three aside, which makes it even more difficult for the Pioneers as it's brought into the zone by Fedotov. It's in behind the cage, and now Fedotov delivers a hit on the back of Russo's head. Russo feels that he's been mishandled, unhappy with the lack of a call, and the puck is sent up the left wing side to Jim Howe, who's slowed at the red line.
Play deteriorating. The Russians seem to be playing with the Pioneers. The Pioneers probably feeling a little embarrassed by what's happening, although they shouldn't be, because the talent is, there's a great disparity in talent between the two. But pride becomes a factor, and you don't want anything that make you look silly because the scorer's already done that.
Good shot, and Barron went up with the left arm to make the save. It goes out of play.
Nice touch by Ralph Backstrom and the Pioneer coaching staff, putting in Paul Barron, a guy who hasn't seen any action this year, and getting a chance of a lifetime to play against one of the great Russian teams here tonight. And you know, this is a moment that Paul Barron will never forget.
Face-off will come to his stick side, his right side.
Last Friday night, Paul played for the Denver alumni against the Chicago Blackhawk alumni and did very well.
Right now, it's a 5-on-4 power play opportunity for the Soviets. They'll have that for just about the rest of the game unless they score a power play goal. 1:45 left in the game, and there's a shot that's directed wide of the target. 1:15 left in the penalty, 1:35 now in the game. Taranov with a drive, and that went off of Barron and into the corner and comes all the way around and up the sideboards into the Soviet zone. This one just about over. Pioneers early on, and the teams were skating, although much of the play was in the DU zone, played pretty well, but it has become a little chippy down the stretch, and Soviets have opened up a lead. There's a drive from the right point and a goal by Taranov. Boy, they threw it around, got it to Taranov, who let a low shot go that beat Barron to his glove side or left side. And it's now 10-3.
Well, again, the Pioneers really have nothing to be ashamed about. You know, at 3:05 of the second period, when Enkovic got his second goal, it was 4-3 at that point. Since then, it has been all Moscow Dynamo, but you know, that's a very outstanding performance for the Pioneers.
That's another power play goal. Taranov with the shot from the right point. So the Pioneers back at full strength and less than a minute left in the game, trailing 10-3.
And looking at the game films, I think you should have a tendency to look at what the Moscow team does, not what your team didn't do. That's the way you learn from this, the positives that they have instead of the negatives that the Pioneers shouldn't look at.
Morano gets it back to MacArthur at the left point, who fires it to the end boards in the Soviet zone. It's cleared around to the left side. Popitkin will bring it to center, and into the zone it comes, and shoved into the corner left side of Paul Barron. Just 18 seconds left, and it's 10-3 the Soviets. Out to the line it comes to Popitkin. Popitkin feels it, rather sends it far side, and now it's shoved to the end boards with 5 seconds left, and this one is over as it comes down to the buzzer, and the game is over. We'll pause here from the D Arena. This is Pioneer Hockey on PSN.